almost looks like yellow flour, and I'll pass that around. Now, when we did our testing, we did whole egg. Now, they have like a scrambled egg mix and some other things. We didn't like them for scrambled eggs at all. And you have to use quite a bit more of scrambled egg mix in your recipes than you do whole egg. So in the end, I made the executive decision that we just didn't like them, we weren't going to buy them, we weren't going to store them, and we're not going to sell them. So if you're wondering, that's why. I was not really happy with the scrambled egg mix. They have a lot of powdered milk and different things that they try and make it taste like scrambled eggs. And in the end, they don't make good scrambled eggs, and they're not really good additives to your baked goods because you have to double the amount. And then you get a lot of stuff you didn't really want. So we're going to limit this class to just powdered eggs and egg crystals. Those were our two favorites. So this looks like flour, just yellow, and it's just whole eggs that's dehydrated into a flour. So I'm going to pass that around because I want you to see the difference between these. So that's the whole egg powder. Has anybody seen egg crystals? Okay, I hadn't either until I started doing some research. And I found these are on your order form. They're OVA Easy Whole Egg Crystals. Now, when I talked to the different people about it, said, have you tried it? One guy says, you will love them as scrambled eggs. They're the closest thing to real, scrambled eggs as you can find. He was right. He truly was right. When I called the manufacturer and talked to them, you know what I learned? Restaurants use these. When you go in and you see these big chafing dishes and you're just thinking, that is a lot of fresh eggs. Guess what? They are not fresh. They are egg crystals. But you know what? We eat them and we like them, and don't we think they're just like fresh eggs? Sometimes we must really, I guess I don't want to say misguided, but we just think they're fresh eggs. And we love them and we eat them. The restaurant industry uses these a lot. And you know what? We are going to cook with these today. We're going to cook these because...
Plug in.
That'll help. So on the order form it says OVA Easy, and those are crystals. The OVA Easy, they're egg crystals. Whole egg crystals. Okay, now, here's one of the things about the crystals. They are very highly concentrated. If you look on the can, it'll say 1 egg is just 2 teaspoons. Well, when we tried to make that up into like real eggs, we said that's not a good measurement. So actually on the can, I was not that happy with the way they had done their measurements. So it's very concentrated, and I would use that measurement if I was baking with it. But here's the disadvantage of these, is that they're expensive. They are by far the best tasting, by far the best end product. They are a little pricey. If you look, my can cost me $40 to try. So they're a little pricey and they're very concentrated. So in my opinion, if you want scrambled egg, store the egg crystals. Now, when we tried all different kinds of egg powders, when we baked with them, if that product, if the baked good was not an egg dish that was baked, if the main ingredient was not egg, we could not tell. You could put them in your cakes and brownies and muffins, and you won't tell. And you know what? We found that from brand to brand, we couldn't tell. We couldn't tell. So if you've got powdered eggs, use them to bake. You'll love them. You'll love them. Use those to bake. I promise, if you use them to scramble, you will hate them. You will hate them. I couldn't even stand the smell. I didn't like the way they looked. I didn't like the way they tasted. I didn't like the way they made up. I didn't like the odor they gave off. I did not like the powdered as eggs at all. But in baking, now these are only $16 a can. So for baking, I would store these. Okay, I'm going to pass the egg crystals. You'll look at the difference. This looks like almost a yellow sugar, almost like a tang. So you can try that. You can look at that. Now, how long do they last? Eggs are a little volatile. They have about a 5-year shelf life on them. Once you open them, every manufacturer said it's best to put them in the refrigerator because it's nice to have them stored less than 60 degrees. Now, several people said, well, all the store products that have eggs, like when you go and buy your baking mixes in their box, they all have eggs in them and they're all shelf stable. And they said you can put them shelf stable after they've been opened for about 12 months. But it's truly not recommended, especially for the egg crystals. Now, he said those have about a 10-year shelf life, and that's another advantage of the crystals. So I personally put them right in the fridge. And that's one reason you might want to consider the smaller egg cans. Okay, now we're going to see.
You don't have.
Go ahead. No, because we can talk about eggs while I'm cooking. I'll repeat the question to the camera. No, only after you open them. Only after you open them. Okay, now, you just are going to be so surprised that I said I just have to make them. I made them for my family this morning. I had made them a couple of times. And I made them for my family this morning. And they couldn't tell. They didn't know. My daughter is a little smarty pants because she says, Mom, you already made scrambled eggs this week. And she says, are these fake eggs? I said, you just try them. They're not fake because they're not. They're real. After she had them and ate them and loved them, then I told her, and she says, you can't tell. Okay, so on these eggs, oh, I hope this is big enough, large enough. Just mix them with warm water. And you do 2 to 3. So I did 2 cups, or 2 half cups. So then I did 6 of the water. Okay, don't want that to burn. Okay, that does fast. I was thinking it was really slow. Okay, now if you look, this will mix up like you would mix this up kind of like you would do a scrambled egg. You know, you do your eggs like that. And I've never used this machine before, this contraption here, and I have a gas stove at home. So we're going to hope that this all goes as planned because I really want you to try that.
Tami, we're
Yes.
confused over here. 2 to 3 is 4 half cups to 6
It's
half cups.
2 tablespoons to 3 tablespoons, or 2 teaspoons to 3 teaspoons. Whatever you use 2 of egg and 3 of
Because
water.
you just did, if you did 2 things and 6 of the water, you did what?
Did I do it wrong?
You should have done 4 to 6.
If you did what you told us you did.
Okay, then I need 1 more of these, right?
2 more.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of eggs.
If you put 6 of water.
I did put 6 of water.
Okay.
I was thinking 2 and then I need to do 3, but that was wrong. Thank you. You know what? I looked at that and I said, this is a little waterier. Okay, we'll hurry and do this. Okay, now, if you have any questions about eggs, we can talk about eggs. So, here's my recommendation on the eggs. Like I said, if you have powder, use it to bake. If you want them to scramble and to use like this, absolutely get the crystals. I promise the other ones are awful. But we couldn't really tell the difference from brand to brand. Okay. We're going to add, I don't know how you guys do your eggs at home, but we like to dress them up. What was that? I just put salt and pepper. Now, anybody who wants to come up and watch, they do bake a little interesting from a regular egg. But when we put them side by side, when we had scrambled fresh eggs and we had the scrambled over easy eggs, you couldn't tell. Side by side, you could not tell.
How much do these end up costing a dozen then?
You know, I haven't figured it out that way. I haven't figured it out how much it is. But on the cans, some of them are like 226 eggs in a can.
Oh, okay. No, this is like commercial eggs, it's like 4.
Yeah, once you mix it up,
Yeah.